I'm pretty confident that if there is going to be a breakthrough on trade with China, it will, as you say, come with President Trump's direct involvement. He enjoys the process of making a deal. Problem is he hasn't been able to make too many deals with the Chinese. Instead, things have gone the other way. We've seen breakdowns rather than breakthroughs. But if the time comes when China is prepared to make some moves, which I think the whole world recognizes that much of the blame for this difficulty rests on China's practices, whether they be central government practices or actual market impediments. The United States hasn't made it easy with these dumping of huge tariffs and threats of 200 billion more. This has been a pretty wild process for negotiating a trade agreement.
But James, as Karen was saying, would it take, I mean, he's meant to have quite a good relationship, cordial relationship with Xi. We saw them together, we've seen them together at Mar-a-Lago. Do you think he will, at one stage, jump in? I mean, we're seeing this tit for tat that's going up. Where will it stop?
Well, I think with President Trump and China, you know, there are a lot of equities at stake here at different times. For example, you mentioned when President Xi was with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago, the issue also at hand was North Korea. And he was very interested in getting the help of the Chinese to see that North Korea would come to an agreement, perhaps make some progress on denuclearization. Right now, I think he probably needs the Chinese a little less because the United States is dealing directly with North Korea. That process, certainly in President Trump's mind, has made huge steps forward. I think when President Trump looks out there are only really two leaders he really plays a kind of complicated game of give and take with, and that's the Chinese president and the Russian president. So I do think that time will come, but it doesn't seem very imminent.
It's interesting how you say complicated sort of relationship, because in the background it's well and truly been noted that China can't match the 200 billion worth of tariffs and keep on escalating from there because it's just running out of US goods to target. But it can, behind the scenes, stop licensing approvals, just make it very difficult for American companies to do business there. And there are a lot of big American companies doing business there, from the likes of Apple to Cisco and many, many more. Isn't that a risk? Because it's very hard to monetize what the impact would be on American corporates if they found it tough doing business in the mainland.
Well, frankly, that's been the problem with China all along. It's been hard to monetize the non-tariff barrier system that they put in place.
It doesn't really matter.
It's been a problem that we know that China can make life difficult for American corporations. They can make it difficult for them to use their technology and keep their licenses. They can just make it difficult for them to incorporate and get business done there. So that's the problem with the Chinese market, is it's not a fair and level playing field. And when things are going well, those things tend to happen less. And when things are going badly, obviously they're going to happen more. So I think that that aspect of the U.S.-China relationship has been there before and is going to be there for a long time to come.
We're going to talk to you more about some of President Trump's other problems, James. But were you surprised that there wasn't a breakthrough with China?
No, I wasn't. Frankly, I have not seen evidence yet. I've been back in Washington for a good 6 to 9 months now, that President Trump has been able to close. He's talked a very good game and sometimes successfully brought parties to the table and surprised some people in certain cases. But in terms of closing, actually finishing off a major negotiation diplomatically, whether it's with North Korea, whether it's with Iran, whether it's with Chinese trade talks, whatever the subject, we haven't gotten to closure yet. And the administration still has enormous work to do on any of those subjects that I mentioned.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.